Perfect. Hi, everyone. Rob O'Brien here with Rezolve.ai. And today we are going to dive into a topic that a lot of IT leaders are asking about right now. How do you actually bring real agentic AI into an existing ITSM environment, especially if your organization is already, running on, say, ServiceNow? Many enterprises have invested heavily in platforms like ServiceNow, and it's the backbone of their service management operations. The question we hear more and more is not whether AI belongs in ITSM, but how to bring the next generation of AI without disrupting the systems that rely on. So that's exactly where agentic AI starts to become really interesting. Joining me today is Manish Sharma. He's the co-founder and CRO of Rezolve.ai. And Manish has been working with enterprise IT teams for years on how AI can move beyond simple automation and actually become an intelligent part of the support workflow. Manish, thanks for joining me. You want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, very happy to be here. And like Rob said, I'm responsible for the revenue function here at Rezolve.ai. And this topic is clearly very, very close to my heart and very important because you can, a lot of these traditional system of records that were there, you can accuse them of a lot of things, but you cannot accuse them of not of being cheap. They're expensive. So
They are.
when a system is expensive, what you want to do is you want to showcase how you're producing an ROI on that system. And I think having a great ROI, great agentic AI solution, which works like a system of intelligence sitting on top of this system of record, is a great way to actually justify the cost that you are spending, the money that you are spending on that system. So, very exciting topic. Happy to be here and looking forward to the discussion.
Cool. So, Manish, before we even begin to talk about integrations or platforms, let's start at the foundation. We hear the term agentic AI more and more, especially in the context of service management. Can you explain to me and the viewers, what agentic AI really means in the world of ITSM and why organizations need it? And what kind of real world use cases are we starting to see here?
Yeah, I would argue that you cannot go 10 minutes in your life without someone throwing agentic AI at your face. You know, uh, so to that extent, you just can't avoid it, seems like anywhere um, nowadays. But in context of ITSM, I think it has a lot of value. In traditional ITSM tickets solutions have been ticket centric, they have been workflow centric, they have been human dependent. That means these were system of records where you'll create tickets and you will have a human look at the ticket and solve the ticket. And often you will struggle with SLAs and customer satisfaction, and you'll get issues like, I called so many times in the morning and then nobody picked up my phone and I'm frustrated, and all those kind of things that are generally associated. And service desk managers have tried very hard to create a solution, but they don't have infinite amount of people that they can hire, or stuff like that. And the traditional system of records have I do not believe they have done a great job of focusing on auto resolution, on this agentic side. I would argue that many of the legacy systems have actually failed to really innovate besides just creating buzzwords and doing the marketing for their product. So so to that extent, the agentic AI in ITSM, if you have true agentic AI, it can make a huge difference. If you have this layer of intelligence sitting on top of your system of record, which is your ITSM, you can provide quick resolutions, you can provide quick answers, you can provide very intelligent escalations to humans, you can orchestrate complex processes, right? And it is just beyond a knowledge and automation. So initially, a lot of people used to think of AI. They used to think, "Hey, my bot can provide an answer, and it will have access to some automation, and they'll do it." But now you are also able to create what we call a teams of agents, individual agents for a specific task. For example, you might have a teams of agent for change management, right? Who will help and guide a person who's trying to, for example, create a change management request in ServiceNow anywhere. and that person is new and doesn't understand that process. And even if the person is not new, many of us don't do proper impact analysis, proper risk assessment. We don't know, we are perhaps not prepared to present in front of a cab meeting. There are a lot of things where we can use help, and these specialized agents can help you solve a specific problem, whether it's a change management, whether it's major incident management, whether it's problem management. So you can create these specialized agents, and within this layer of intelligence that I'm talking about, which can help solve a lot of these problems that you are perennially facing.
So, that's really interesting. And it really highlights why so many IT teams are looking at how AI can move beyond basic automation. And so I want to bring ServiceNow into the conversation. A lot of organizations watching this likely already run ServiceNow as their core ITSM platform. They're not necessarily looking to rip and replace what they have. So how does Resolve.ai actually work with ServiceNow? How does that integration go? And how are companies using agentic AI alongside their existing ServiceNow environments?
Yeah. So if you are an enterprise which is clearly wedded to ServiceNow, and there's no way you are replacing ServiceNow, but you are really looking for an intelligence layer of intelligence on top of it, to show better ROI for your ServiceNow investment, then you need a solution that really integrates well with ServiceNow, which we do. Resolve.ai does. So we integrate not only with the incident management, problem management, change management, asset management, CMDB, right? We integrate with everything, all the modules. We integrate. If you have a custom table, we'll integrate with that. You have a live chat function, we'll integrate with that. We integrate with everything ServiceNow, not only for the end customer, which is the employee, but also from a agent perspective. So if you have technicians who need instantaneous help when they're solving tickets, they need to know the history of the ticket or history of the user. They want to know the summary of the ticket. They want to know, how similar tickets were solved in the past. They want to create a note, and they need AI's help to create a note. So there are a bunch of agent assist features, right, that we have for ServiceNow, and we have lot of features for the end users, for the employee. So there's a deep integration that we do for ServiceNow, which allows us to bring these kind of solutions to the people, and create value for them. So if you are a end user company which is thinking of supplementing ServiceNow implementation with a layer of intelligence that Resolve.ai has, it's fairly easy to do.
That sounds pretty powerful, especially for these enterprises that, want to add the intelligence without disrupting every other workflow that they've, built over the years. So let's talk outcomes for a minute. When organizations bring agentic AI into their ServiceNow environment using Resolve.ai, what kinds of operational improvements are they actually seeing? And from a capability standpoint, what are some of the things that Resolve.ai can do today that go beyond the AI capabilities that organizations may already have inside of ServiceNow?
Yeah. So, two-part question, right?
Yes.
So I'll address the first part first, which is what kind of outcomes people can expect. And what they can expect is rapid improvement in employee satisfaction, rapid automation, instantaneous integration with all the knowledge sources, all the ServiceNow modules. They can expect not only to integration with ServiceNow, but other things like Workday, and a bunch of other things, applications, enterprise applications that we're likely to have, ADP, Workday, what have you, right? And you can within 2 months you can start to see decrease in ticket volume, right? So your ticket volume is going to go down. Most of the issues that you're having will start to be self-serviced, especially L1 functionality. The effort that you're going to spend on that is going to go dramatically down, and your as customers are going to be much happier. um, so those are the things, and your technicians will have a lot more power tools at their disposal to solve the problems at a very fast pace. So those are the kind of things you can expect within 2 months, 2.5 months. You will start to see these differences. And to your second point of your question
Mhm.
was, um, I think it was what are the differentiators in our product, right?
That's
As
right.
opposed to the other, AI layers that exist, and ServiceNow has some features as well. So I'll tell you some features that we have. And by the way, it's never about features by itself. I believe the outcomes are more important than features. But
Sure.
features are used to create outcomes, right? And I will tell you some features that we have that others just don't have right now. And I'm talking about early March right now. So, things change quickly. And
That's
in
right.
April, I'll have more features to tell you, but I'll tell you what I have in March. So we have a conversational automation builder, right? Where you can just go tell the system what kind of automation you want to build, and the AI will build the entire automation for you.
That's wild.
It's wild. It is, right? So it's something to see. It will build the APIs, it will build the workflow, it will build the entire thing. You just have to review it, test it, and if you like it, execute it, send it to production. You can start automating things within a week. You can actually do one automation a day approximately. That is the pace at which you can do automation. Product like this, nobody else has it, to the best of my knowledge. I don't think all these large products have this feature. The second thing that we have is we literally talk to your service catalog, right? So if there's
Mhm.
a service catalog, our AI literally talks to it and understands it and looks at it. And what it means is that if you go and ask for a service request, for example, if you go and say, listen, my RSA token, I need a replacement RSA token, your AI is completely going to know how the RSA token, replacement has to be, that service request need to be created, right? What are the questions I need to ask? And, hey, have you missed your last RSA token? I'm looking at it. You had a RSA token issued in your name. Is this a replacement RSA token that you're looking for? Yes, I'm looking for a replacement RSA token. What happened to your last RSA token? Did you drop it in a kitchen sink, or what happened there? So the AI will know what kind of conversation with you. And this is without creating any templates, anything. AI is automatic. So this is a feature that I have not seen any other product have us. The
That's
third
cool.
feature is voice, right? So our product brings voice to the table. So you can do all these conversations that I'm talking about in voice. You don't have to generally go to a chatbot to do it. If you have workforce which is very prone to making a lot of phone
Mhm.
calls, and your service desk is deploying a tons of resources to handle those phone calls, don't need to worry. AI will handle it. Again, this is a feature I'm not seen in many places. In many large products, I'm not seen it. Then
I
we
just want to kind of just for a second talking about voice, Manish. I call a lot of different companies, and it seems like everybody has an AI gatekeeper now. This is not like that. This is an incredibly smart and useful voice capability. It's unlike anything that I've really seen out there. And I just want to touch on that because when people hear AI receiving phone calls, it starts to annoy them. But this is really cool technology.
Yeah, and not only that, the other part that is very cool is the email. And people are
Yep.
used to automated email responses, but
Yep.
they have not seen anything like this. This is our agentic AI reading the email and deciding what to do and how to respond to you and how to maybe get additional information and how to move you to teams. Taking all those kind of decisions is really smart. So these are the four features that come top of my mind. There are tons of other features where there's no comparison. But one key thing that I want to mention beyond this is the basic stuff, getting the
Mhm.
right answers and having a good conversation. A lot of AIs are not able to do that. Even today, they hallucinate, they give wrong answers. They will only connect to few knowledge sources. They cannot connect to other knowledge sources. It's nightmare out there. Like, despite this being apparently easy by now, I'm
Mhm.
still finding good branded products not doing this job so well. So if any of those features excite you, and you think they will help you meet the outcomes that you want, then request us for a demo or something, and we'll be happy to show those features to you.
That's right. And as we said before, technology is great, and this technology is truly interesting. But let's talk a minute for real operational impact. You touched on that cost and ROI earlier, which are obviously important factors for any enterprise technology decision. So Another thing we hear from IT leaders is speed. So how quickly can organizations actually deploy agentic AI into their support environment? And how does Resolve.ai help companies accelerate that time to value compared to traditional automation or AI projects?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you a real anecdote. I was at an event recently, and this person who was deploying, a large, ServiceNow, AI. He talked to me about 8 to 12 week planning phase, and I just want to tell you, during that planning phase, we'll be deployed, right? You will be getting the ROI by that time. So there's no comparison here in terms of how quick you can get the ROI here, because you can sign a contract today, but if you are going to get the product in 1 year, what is the point of that, right? Like by that time things will change, technology will change, everything is changing. If you sign a contract today, you want to see the product live within a month, and that's what we can do.
So we've been talking about working alongside ServiceNow, which is the path that many enterprises are going to choose. But Resolve.ai also has its own full stack ITSM platform. And for organizations that are evaluating whether to replace their current service management system, what should they know about the full stack capabilities that Resolve.ai brings to the table?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you want to replace ServiceNow, that's the direction that you've taken. We can help you with that as well. Our product will, our ITSM stack is very solid, very advanced, very modern, very AI woven through it kind of product. And we can help you replace ServiceNow as well. So it's really your choice which way you want to go. You want to go and work, create a layer of intelligence on top of ServiceNow. You want to replace ServiceNow. Either way, we can help you.
Well, cool. Listen, this has been a really great conversation. I think what's becoming clear for many organizations is that agentic AI doesn't have to mean rebuilding your entire IT environment. In many cases, it's about intelligently augmenting the systems that you already have in place. And whether that means integrating with platforms like ServiceNow or moving toward a full modern stack approach, the goal is the same, helping IT teams deliver faster support, better employee experiences, and more intelligent operations. Manish, thanks again for taking the time to walk us through all this today. And thanks to everyone watching. If you'd like to learn more about how agentic AI can work alongside your existing ITSM environment, check out the links in the description. And you can also visit us at Resolve.ai. That link is also in the description. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Manish.
Thank you. What a pleasure.
Bye.
Good job. We're done.